Attorney Bullock. Police Moran.
Yes.
Fire Robertson.
Yes.
Street Waymire.
Yes.
Kenneth Collins.
He's out there.
Art Pitts. Cemetery Crooks.
Here.
Building Commissioner Pam.
Just take a
Stuart Olson. Wastewater Plant Manager.
Okay, as far as the minutes from the previous meeting, everybody had a chance to look over the minutes from the April meeting. Did they get a chance to read over those?
I'll make the motion.
You make a motion that we accept those as read. So we have motion Brown, second Martindale.
Alexander.
Aye.
Ayers. Turtle.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Martindale.
Aye.
All ayes.
Okay, looks like we have a few things on the agenda, so what I would like to actually do, the additions and deletions to the agenda, I want to switch to department reports first, just in case we have a call or something need to go, and then we'll go into new business, if that's right with you guys. Okay, so as far as police department, Chief Moran.
For the month of April, city police responded to 361 calls. April 25th, that was Officer Clement's hire day. We also added Reserve Officer PJ Riggleman, and Brant Ford came back to our Reserve Department. They've been coming out, keeping up some good hours, helping our full-time guys out, so we do appreciate all the reserves coming out and helping out. We were accepted for a grant for what was called Rule of the Road. It's a grant aimed at kids that are 15 to 18 with a valid permit or valid driver's license. It's going to be held at the Sullivan Elementary School, in the back parking lot there. There's going to be a lot of different events for the kids to do, so it's going to be a great thing. Also, the City Police Department is helping out with the ICJI, SAT, and State Farm. We were also approved for an RDP project, which is also through ICJI. Basically, our full-time officers were approved for working overtime. They're getting paid $22 an hour to work seatbelt citations. That's ending this Thursday. We've been stopping buses. We've been patrolling the schools. See here. We're also doing a hiring process again, just to get a list going. That'll be this Saturday. We had 5 applicants. City Police worked the MMA fights last month at downtown gym. That went very well. We also worked the prom and dance for the Sullivan High School and for the Elks. That also went very well. And then also I have a partnership with the National Child Safety Council, which I'd also like to take the time to thank all the local businesses that donated some funds to this safety council. It's basically for drug education. Basically, we give us some treat bags to hand out to all the kids. So that's been a good thing as well. That's all we have.
And just a reminder, update on your new officer, Spencer. He's gone now.
Yeah,
He's on his own.
yeah, he's at the academy. He's due to be back July 12th,
Okay.
and so far he's doing very well on all of his testing. He's passing everything.
I tell you, I've just talked to some residents over the past couple of weeks, and they really appreciate the reserves coming out and helping out. And some like the increased and enforcement going around, some don't, of course. But I think the public really appreciates what
They're
they're
doing a
doing.
fantastic job. Thank you.
How's your golf cart on this thing going?
We have sold.
I've had some complaints about golf carts riding around and no license plates, all kinds of stuff.
Well, we're cracking down on what we can when we see them. We've been extremely busy, but so far, as the inspections going, I think we're up to 112 that we have inspected, and I've got a list of about 10 more I've got to do. So that is continuing to grow.
I have one said it goes out to the Walmart about every day or every other day, and said the cops don't do anything to him.
Well, I haven't heard anything. I mean, when we see it, we will enforce it, but unfortunately, right now, I mean, unless we see it, we have. I mean, I know some of the guys have been. Okay.
Is it one individual?
I think so. I'm not gonna mention no names.
Right.
Oh, no, I understand, but I assure you, I know some of my guys have been stopping them, checking, and so we have been doing that, what we can.
How about the park? Can we have extra patrols down there? That's getting out of control down there.
I spoke with Greg about
Oh,
that.
okay.
I've already told my department they have been stepping up extra patrol down there. They have been running them off at 10 o'clock. Again, we're trying to do what we can,
Right.
other than taking calls and stuff, because we're also watching the square again. It's getting warmer, so we're trying to keep that under control early instead of letting it get out of hand. So
I think they're all at the park.
yeah, migrating down there.
They are.
See it work, we got it on square.
No, we don't want them at the park.
So we are doing what we
Fitz was
can.
the biggest Hellraiser down there, right in the middle of it. Are you guys locking up the park at 10 o'clock still, or
No.
do we not do that anymore?
We
I know
used
at one
to,
time they used to put a chain up at 10 o'clock. Have you
used
considered
2
maybe
years
doing
ago
that?
when
You
I was a
think that would
police
help?
officer, but they just went through the yard,
You wouldn't mind that, would you?
which they're doing that now anyway, so.
Yeah,
Four-wheel drive trucks is a problem down there,
particular area of the park that they're going?
the entire park.
Okay.
Greg, are we sure it's pickups?
Yes,
Because you're seeing more and more of these razors out. That's
No,
what
they're-
I'm requesting.
they're trucks.
Okay.
Oh, just increase patrols in the area.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, fire department.
For the month of April, we had 5 fire calls in the city, 5 in the county, 3 rescues in the city, 7 rescues in the county, 42 ambulance in the city, and 6 in the county, total of 68 runs. Everything's been going good so far at the fire department. We got a thing to go to out at the fairgrounds Thursday. They're wanting us to take the smokehouse out there and talk to the kids and stuff on their little deal that they have out there every year with the school. So we'll be going out there this Thursday. And also firefighter Doug Brooks is back on duty. He came back May 1st and Doug's doing pretty good now. So hopefully that continues to do all right on his health issues there. And just for this month, since we had the schedule made out before he come back, we had a few extras on the schedule to kind of help Doug just for this month, just to make sure everything's gonna go good on him. So, other than that, that's all I got.
Robbie, on the county ones, do you log or show the ones that might be in this proximity where we're anticipating annexation?
It has the address on, whenever we log them in, that we have the address of where we went to, so, yeah, it will show where that's at.
That might be something that the mayor might need for upcoming things.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for the fire department? Okay, street department, Chris is on city business right now. He's not there to make it, so. Mechanic Collins.
Things are going pretty good. Worked with Officer Moore in the last few weeks, got most of the cars set up with e-ticket and laptops. Robbie had 2 vehicles broke down, got them running today. That's the only thing I've got in the shop right now. I've got a bush hog to work on and got parts for our street sweeper, so I should have it together tomorrow. I don't know, everything's
Yeah,
going pretty
the street
good.
sweeper, I had mentioned something to Chris about,
Yeah.
we'd had some people on the square, and I asked him to try to set up a couple of days to.
Yeah, I just got parts in for today, so I'll start on it in the morning,
Okay.
hopefully have it going by noon, if everything goes good. And I've been helping out a little bit down at school. They have the inmates down there just trying to keep I brought them brooms down and got them some tar to fix the roof. And Chris actually took the backbone down there and they used the pressure washer on the front of it to wash the liner out, so.
We like
Things are going pretty good.
multitasking. Thanks, Chris.
Taking time to care.
It's sticking.
You're not getting a raise.
Okay. Any other questions? And everybody's got everything, fire department, street, police, I mean, maintenance wise? Oh, we're good?
We're good.
Getting there, okay. Parks department, Superintendent Pitt.
Okay, mainly, we've been doing a lot of mowing, trying to mow in between the rains and keep it caught up. We did have Sunday night, one of our lights run over down there, broke off. The power company come down today and they're gonna replace that next week, so it'll be put back up next week. It's there by the basketball court, so it'll be put back. And that's all I have.
Okay. Any questions for the park? Cool date? Do they have a date set?
I think they're gonna try and fill it Saturday, I believe.
All right. Cemetery, Commissioner Crooks.
Yeah, we've, with our cremations, our donations, our foundations, our payment plans and all, last month, we took in $4,322. We've got our stop signs put up, 6 of those. We've been lucky enough to pick up 3 of the inmates from the jail. The sheriff's given us 3 guys out of the jail, so they're out there helping us, and we're plugging along in pretty good shape.
Any questions for cemetery? Building commissioner.
Lots of rain, lots of letters sent out for high grass. Been targeting the people that haven't mowed all year. Been trying to work with people that have been making an effort. It's been hard to keep up, but started our sidewalk program today, and I think we've got everything going good on it and ready to go. Just tore out this morning. We'll start foreman tomorrow and hopefully pour the next day, weather permitting. We've got a lot of people signed up. I think we've got probably 42, maybe 44 lots to do that are signed up presently. Got correctional people doing community corrections, doing community service, helping us out. And if we need to, we can call in some inmates, which we'll probably have to get one. We've already been in contact. So between the two.
Who actually worked today? I know Mike Cox was down there, and
Just Mike in the street department.
Okay,
We didn't have
and they
any-
just took
we
that
didn't
out.
have any extra help today, just they start tomorrow. But, it's been hectic, but, between everything, with, going on and everything, but the weather's starting to cooperate, so selling some building permits, and hopefully, by the end of the year, we'll have everybody caught up like we did last year. I hope we don't have to mow 40-some yards in the town with these tax sales. It's better, we got rid of a few properties, and there's a tax sale the 20th through the 24th online. It's an online certificates, commissioner certificate sale. This will be the first time county's had one online. So we have recycled the properties that didn't sell at the last sale. They're back in this sale, which was only about 6 or 8 weeks ago. And we've got some here of our properties that are on there, and we're really hoping they'll move. And I think a few of them will. I feel confident they will. So the more that we get back on the tax rolls, the less we have to spend our time resources on. So that's all I got.
And just to kind of reiterate the Pass the Progress Sidewalk Initiative, to have 42 properties currently signed up, and just, they can continue to call your office and add their names to that list. Be patient, advise to be patient, because like I said, we do have 42 homes, and if I'm right, we're kind of prioritizing them on neighborhoods.
Yeah, like Sylvan Dale Sue got a call from Quinod Gupta, who owns all these properties, a guy from Florida. I was really surprised when she said that he was on board. We lacked one over there, and I think we'll get him, we'll have 6 in a row that will be in it, 6 properties in a row. So that's really gonna help.
Yes.
A lot of people like to walk, and you see them walking in the street. The reason they're walking in the street is because the sidewalks aren't safe to walk on, so.
I got a question. When they cut the grass and they blow the grass in the street, there's an ordinance against blowing the grass in the street. Who enforces that one?
I believe it's us.
Yeah.
Do you do that?
Well, not lately, no, we haven't.
Okay.
But, when we see it and we get complaints on it, we do check it out, and if it's in the street, then yeah, we can't ride them.
Are there any particular problem areas?
Yeah, going on East Washington Street, you'll see it right at the bottom of the hill. That drain's been that grass, I don't know which lot it comes from, I don't watch who mows.
Okay.
It's stopped up right now. If it rains, it ain't gonna drain.
Okay.
south section.
Yeah,
some- that watch that stuff
was all the way out in the middle of the street the other day. You can't help but miss the drain, right at the corner of Broad, isn't that what that street is? Holloway and Washington, right there. I mean, it's matted.
Yeah, and as far as the sidewalk initiative, you know, so obviously we're advising residents that if you're serious about this and if you're interested, please go talk to your neighbors and try to get a group, because those are the areas, those are the neighborhoods that we're gonna target first to go in, where it's less costly having to move material from one part of town to another. If we're right there, we can wheelbarrow it over, and just the fact that we make a bigger impact. I mean, that's great. You're talking about 6 homes there and possibly getting a 7th home, so that'll definitely make a big impact, so. Appreciate the hard work there. I do know that there has been it seems simple, sidewalks, but there is a lot of time and effort into this sidewalk initiative of finding the people that come out and form it, finding the people that can help organize it. There's a
lot of components, more than what you think.
There's a heck of a lot.
Like today, the lumberyard sold our steaks to somebody else that we ordered. We ordered from Linton from vendors. We ordered 4 bundles. So when the truck come today, I said, guys, where's our steaks? Oh, we forgot to tell you, somebody come in after you called and we accidentally sold them. So I had to go tear out the loaves today and get them. You know, so.
There's issues on the mayor's email server where all the mayors communicate together. There was sidewalk issues going on all over the state right now, so.
Where do you take your
Appreciate it.
old concrete?
Well, those people have been asking for some of it. We've got a few individuals that want it. I believe they take some to the cemetery, and it's Christmas here, but it's been kind of split up. Depending on what they're closest to. A few people have been wanting it, individuals here in town.
Yeah, I mean, it's a heck of a deal for homeowners. It really is.
Does the same program work if you've never had a sidewalk?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's been some property owners ask me that they've never had sidewalks,
I've never had them.
Yeah.
that they would like sidewalks ran. Now, to do that, you have to be in new compliance, and they have to be a certain width, is that correct? For new?
5 feet wide, and we have to call holy moly anyway. But if you get on the list and you never had one, that's fine.
So even new
What-
sidewalks.
Just off the top of your head, an average price for the front part?
You know, it's like anything, you know, it's how many feet wide it is, but this concrete covers 82 square feet a yard. And
It's
you figure in right at, it's with tax, it's like $103 a yard, including 104 including the tax. So,
I've got 4 lots.
like the one we're doing today is 177 feet long, and it's right at $1,100. And that's actually 3 lots.
That's about what my size
That's
is.
pretty cheap,
Oh, yeah, they're all 4 lots.
considering, you know, it's 3 lots.
That's pretty good.
Average lot's about 65 for 60 feet wide, and it's about $425 to $450 on the average, you know, as far as what a lot of lots are, you know, 60 to 65 feet wide.
That's, yeah, very cheap. Sewer department. Yeah, we'll do that
Which one?
too. Mr. Olson, we'll get
Ah.
you get to go first since you're wearing yellow.
We've been really lucky with all the rain we've had. We haven't had any complaints, any calls, so it's been pretty slow. Lift station wise, been working on a project out of Lakeside West where I'm gonna give you a heads up, we're gonna have to do an upgrade out there. And so I'm working on getting that all put together to give to you guys to look at, but we're gonna have some major problems out there if we don't get that upgraded, and IDM's gonna be on us, and other than that, everything else has been going great.
Has that been turned over to the city?
What, Lakeside West? Oh, Lakeside West's been ours from the start, yeah. Yeah.
It's not homes and stuff out there.
No, we took that over. So, and we upgraded that one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we upgraded that
This is the one
one a
there
couple
by
years
Bonnie?
ago. This is the big lift station. This is the main lift station. So,
Yeah, I got another email from her daughter today, so
Yeah.
asking what the status was,
Yeah.
so their
Well-
family's anticipating it still.
I mean, as soon as, it dries out enough that we can get in there and
Gravel.
start grading that, and we'll get that done.
Yep, that's the city's utilities, it's our baby. Okay, wait a minute.
Okay, for the sewer plant for April, we didn't have the exemptions on the monthly report. On April 10th, item was on site for a plant operation inspection. We had an electrician on site to fix our macerator. We had to buy a new lab fridge because the old one stopped working. Our north clarifier gear chain slipped off, it was reinstalled. Check fluids and filters weekly. Disinfection season started April 1st. We had 3 separate septic haulers on site to dump. And we put a new battery in our mower and we started mowing. As far as our annual industrial user report was turned into item on April 1st. And as far as the CSO, we downloaded the data from our new rain logger and submitted a rain draft to item along with our metered CSO report. And we submitted a CSO public notification and map in the Sullivan Daily Times for April. We'll have to do it again in September.
Yep, any questions for the sewer plant? Okay, let's move on to new old business. Item number 1, the Sullivan City Redevelopment Commission. If you guys read the paper last week, or if I had a chance to chat with you, you might have read that I did announce last Tuesday night at the Board of Public Works meeting that the city, that I was going to take steps to move forward in bringing back the old Sullivan City Redevelopment Commission. In 1997, there was an ordinance passed, 1997-8, that established a redevelopment commission here in the city. Believe it or not, there are several businesses that are looking at the city of Sullivan and looking to locate here, and I feel it's very important that we actually have an authority board, an actual point of contact that they can contact and that are up to date on our city ordinances. They understand the vision of the city and where we're wanting to move, and that can be a partner with some of these new businesses wanting to locate here in the city. So, having said that, also there's, to be honest with you, there's a major housing initiative that I've been working with for the past 8 months. Some of those results and some of that information has been come out at our comprehensive master plan meetings. Our first comprehensive master plan meeting, we had over 30 residents. Our second, we had over 50 residents. There was standing room only here in the council chambers. And we have now outgrown the council chambers. And now we're moving our meetings to the old central gym. So on May 28th at 6 p.m., actually starting at 1 o'clock that day, we're going to have several sessions here at City Hall. Different folks that have contacted SDG and signed up for this comp plan. Different areas, quality of life, economic development, transportation, housing, neighborhood revitalization. These are all major things that obviously it's no secret that affect our city. And we put together this comp plan. I think with the businesses wanting to locate here and with the housing initiative that we're hoping to launch this summer and have some more information on that at the May 28th meeting, I feel like we need a separate authority board that handles some of these things because quite frankly, we don't have the manpower to address all the initiatives and the things that are going on here in the city. So therefore, I'm proposing, this commission was set up in 1997 with 3 mayoral appointments and 2 city council appointments. So the city council will have 2 representatives on this board, and I will appoint 3. I have my 3 that I've been in discussion with and talked to, and we also have several other concerned citizens that are wanting to serve on this board. And having said that, I just want to make a recommendation to the city council to appoint, first off, Becky White. Everybody knows BJ. She used to be a city councilwoman. She works at the hospital. She attends meetings. She has no personal interest in this except for what's best for the city of Sullivan. And also a individual by the name of Jim Connor. I know Jim because he's been active in several of the local community organizations. Jim's a gentleman, and actually he grew up here in Sullivan, graduated from Sullivan High School, went to college, and he was the superintendent of public education up in Elkhart County. So I feel like these are 2 very, very qualified individuals And the best part about it is they're willing to help. They want to see Sullivan grow, they want to see Sullivan move forward. My 3 appointments, I've chatted with them, are Jim Exline. We'll probably move him off the Plan Commission, so there will be a vacancy in the Plan Commission. We'll move him to the Redevelopment Commission. Also, former Mayor Gene Bonham has agreed, now that he's living back here in the city, he has agreed to serve on the Redevelopment Commission. And I'm happy to announce as of today, Mr. Chuck Templeton, who's a retired state trooper that lives here in town on Indiana Avenue. They are going to be the 3 mayoral appointments. Of course, it's your decision. However, I'll be honest with you, it's not every day that people are coming out of the woodwork begging to serve on a commission. So it's my recommendation to the council, B.J. White and Jim Connor, due to their interest in the city of Sullivan. Does anybody have any questions on those individuals or comments, concerns? Well, at that time, I would like to ask the council, somebody to make a motion to make those council appointments, and B.J. White and Jim Connor to serve for the council representatives. These are 1 year, according to the ordinance, these are only 1 year commissions, so next year you can reevaluate this, but I'm telling you, it's going to be a huge summer. It's going to be one of the biggest summers in history, and we need a authority board to oversee this. So at that time, I asked for a motion to appoint those 2 individuals.
Well, I read an article not just this week about the town of Wawasee up by, I think it's up in Syracuse. And their motto is little town turnaround. And they have made a big change, and they got into committees like this. Doing this, I guess, I would like to propose that we accept your recommendation for these 2 individuals to serve on that redevelopment commission.
So we have a motion, Alexander. Do we have a second?
I'll say it.
Second, Martindale.
Alexander.
Yes, aye.
Ayers.
Aye.
Fertile.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Martindale.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, there'll be an email set up, and I'll CC everybody on the council to find out when their first actual meeting is. It's going to be pretty quick, because we've got some people wanting to do some business with the city, so we got to get moving on that. So I appreciate everybody helping us out there. Item number 2, paving in June. I spoke with Wabash Valley Asphalt, and they actually came down last fall and gave us a couple of proposals. Being my first year in office, I was hesitant to spend any money, and I also wanted some of that money to help be re-encumbered and carry over into this year in some of our accounts. I wanted to actually make an impact where folks could actually see a difference in their roads. Some folks will be upset because there may be areas that didn't get paved, but we're wanting to make a real big impact, especially on some of our main thoroughfares. The only one that we have officially really committed to is the downtown square. This paving will probably be done the first week of June or the middle of June. And trying to keep it all centralized and start center and start to work out into our neighborhoods. I can't tell you the last time the downtown square was paved. I think maybe Herman, when they were in possibly. But, yeah.
It's been at least that long.
But, you know, trying to do this neighborhood revitalization with Central Park coming in and trying to tie that in with the downtown square, I think it's important that we start doing our end of the infrastructure. The paving of the square will consist of all 4 sides with the walkways coming onto the square from all 4. It will also extend like a finger down West Washington Street. And it will stop at Fifth Third Bank parking lot. We've got a nice stoplight there, and we've got a crappy intersection. Indiana American Water has agreed to help take care of some of those costs for some of the road cuts that they did there on the west side of the intersection. So these funds will be paid for out of Riverboat, possibly some out of Edit and out of MVH. So these will not, other than Riverboat, really won't affect the general fund. But Riverboat has been building up over here for the past couple of years. So if anybody has any ideas, any suggestions, I know last year we talked about, I hate to mention streets for people to get their hopes up, so hopefully Sullivan Daily Times will promise these folks. But you know, I know North Court Street has been looked at due to the heavy traffic. When they worked on Section Street, a lot of the traffic came over. You've got kids playing ball up there. Frake Street, possibility from the Legion towards the tracks. Those are just a few ideas. We want to hit not to avoid neighborhoods, but we really want to hit areas that there's a lot of traffic. So you guys can submit those proposals to me if you have certain areas that you think would be beneficial. So, but, no, we're stopping West Washington Street. No, for the record, at Fifth Third parking lot. I proposed down to 400, but. Okay, item number 3, past the progress sidewalk update. We pretty much covered that in the building commissioner's report. Item number 4, this is a fun one. I pretty much presented everybody on the council here with a fund report through the end of March. I've also presented the council with our circuit breaker results. Anybody that claims that property tax cap equation is not on the back of cities and towns, but especially cities, needs their head examined. This is something that the Indiana Conference of Mayors and IACT have been fighting tooth and nail with our state legislature on. I'll be honest with you, I'm at my wit's end. We pour our heart and soul into trying to move our city forward. We try to bring initiatives to the city to try to move the city forward. We try to look at ways to fund these services. And as you can see here, the city of Sullivan has been hit with almost $300,000. So while I prepared a budget last year, and the council approved the budget, and it came back, that was all fine and dandy. It was the first time we didn't have to make any cuts. This is not an issue that we can address a year at a time. And we can't scramble and wonder, quite frankly, what the hell are we going to do this year on $200,000 and $300,000 cuts. There's your appropriation report. I made some tough decisions last year that I didn't feel comfortable making. How do you propose we move the city forward? How do you propose we continue to pay for police, continue to pay for fire, and continue to maintain these services? It's in front of you. What is your proposal? Do you know when April's appropriation report approximately will be out to find out exactly where we're at?
Not positively, but I would say within the next week, 2 weeks at the latest. Hopefully next week.
Everybody wants services. And we service this city. And we service a big area outside this city. We need help. The city needs to grow together. Folks that receive these benefits need to help. What do we propose? We've tried to make adjustments with the surcharge for outside city limit customers who since 1997 have not been paying the 25% surcharge that has drastically affected the sewer operating fund, which is now down to $473,000. That less than 6 years ago was $1.3 million. It's come home to roost. We passed the appropriation reports out to different departments. And I know Chief Moore had a couple different ideas for his department, nothing drastic. I'm sure Chief Robertson might have some ideas. We're not talking about waste. We're not talking about overspending. We're not talking about fat. We're talking about cutting into meat. I've got several things in the mayor's budget that, I can take out. And I can save you $10, $20, maybe $30,000. We have $300.
What's the sidewalks downtown blacktop parking lot, there's page 2. Cut that out. 'Cause if you're blacktopping up on the squares not coming from there, there's 100, and if I read that right, is that?
Now, that's in MVH, correct?
Oh, maybe it is. See, I think, of course, what I think and the way it is, I wish we could get these where the general fund
Separated.
was separated instead of everything together. My mistake then.
No, that's-
'Cause I mean,
Sometimes these
if you don't
reports,
work with these numbers, you don't know the difference between MVH, his non-reverting, his non-reverting. I mean, I don't, you know.
and once you think you got it and understand it,
Well, that's in the city council budget, I think is what he's looking at. Isn't it? Or is it?
is it on the?
I don't know, I mean, that's,
I don't
these
know.
numbers,
On the
really
common
don't
council,
mean
there's like
shit to me.
pumping for 20,000, sidewalks 40,000, and downtown 40,000.
And that's the way I see it, I don't.
The second page.
Oh, I went on the back of this.
Page 2.
Well, they also.
I was
one,
page
two,
2
so-
too, but
Yeah.
you got 2 of them.
Does it say,
They're
but it says,
different
does it
counties.
say CC before,
Then what?
CC before what you're
Yeah,
reading? That's
CC.
common council.
There's 100,000 right there. And the money to do what you're talking about, which needs to be done, is not coming from here.
No, it's not, it wasn't coming out of there in the first place.
We just need a few more page 2s with some magic.
Well, they're numbered right after this page.
The first 2 pages are the fund reports, that's the actual balances in
That's
the
what our current
accounts.
balance is.
And then the remaining pages are the actual budget pages.
Okay. I guess I really know how to read it.
So that's what's in the account
It's all drawn.
for what reason?
Like I said, it's,
Okay, so what you're talking about, like your black.
we haven't had this tax draw yet this year.
Okay.
So we have to get it in.
And not
Right.
I say we just read that.
And I guess the other thing, and like you just asked that question, I mean, we're dealing off of March. This is April's.
This is what has been spent according to the end of March.
okay.
You'll see your remainder
Right.
balance on the right.
Right,
So
yeah, exactly.
even if it's current on the left, and we've tried these first few months to not,
Right, yeah, I get
to
it.
not spend out of it until the circuit breaker came back. You know, and maybe, maybe it's just because I'm in the city, and I wish somebody could come down and really explain this to me, but I just, and I'm not drawing lines in the sand, but I have a hard time understanding why the county has to cut 109,000, and the school corporation 204, and the city of Sullivan almost 300,000. I've asked those at IAC conferences, and I don't have time to take a college class to understand the answer.
Well, if they would have voted different about 8 years ago, that probably might not have happened that way. Everybody wants the property tax cheaper, and then they don't want to pay it.
Their old paper's got stories daily about what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, North Central's getting hit.
Northeast School Corporation, today's
Yeah.
paper.
Yeah.
Real bad.
So, you know, so don't think that I think we're an exception to the rule, but how are we gonna be creative? And how are we gonna be innovative? And how are we gonna increase revenues and run efficient services? Obviously, it's not a decision we have to make this evening. I have a couple ideas, obviously. I was always taught never to ask to fix a problem without a possible solution. I think we really need to look at a long-term circuit breaker plan. And what I've found out is a lot of cities and towns are bringing in somewhat of accounting experts or whatever. I hate to spend a dime for anything, however, in the long run, I want to make sure we have a basic plan. We have several issues that need to be looked at. The sewer operating fund needs to be looked at. Problems with drainage in people's front yards with stormwater needs to be looked at. And I think even the clerk treasurer's office would agree, we need a snapshot of the city. Of where we started last January, the cuts that we've made, you know, they weren't fun. They weren't fun for my household either. But I think we need a real analysis, Scott, like you were saying. Where's this money at? What fund is it in? Where's it being dispersed? I've invited Oprah to come down and do I've offered the city of Sullivan this fall to come down, open up the city to do a local training down here where people from all over the state actually come down here and you can find out grants and resources that way. But I still can't stress the importance enough of getting with Indiana cities and towns, clerk treasurer's office, council, and really finding out exactly how people are dealing with this. Of course, you go to these seminars, and at the end of the seminar, they say, here's our advice. However, we recommend that you contact a professional for these, you know, for the final answer. There is a group that has expressed interest in the city. There's all kinds of groups. There's Honeywell, there's Crow Portlaw. I'm going to meet with Mayor Harmless. Yeah, I call him Harmful. This Saturday, actually, to talk to him about what they could possibly do. But I think we have several financial issues we could tie all together, tie all this in. But I just want you guys to look over these appropriation reports. And if you have any questions, ask. Ask me. Ask Sue. I can give you Mayor Goffinette's email. He answers a lot of our questions. And if I have a question, ask. Find out what we can do.
You have to know the name of the outfit Terre Haute hired to help them?
Humbo.
Well,
Humbo. And that's an option too. Mayor Wilkes over at Linton had brought in Humbo. Mayor Yoakum down at Benson's brought in Humbo.
I knew they hired somebody from there.
Item number
What's the normal cost of something like that?
depends on the size of your budget. And sometimes you can get some help with like stormwater and stuff like that, which brings in accounting, which Okra can help. Right now, the city has 2 Okra grants open, and you can only have 2 at a time. So once we close out Central Elementary School demolition, we might be able to try to get some help there. But basically, we're gonna have to wing it and try to get these professionals to help us with other parts of the city.
Do you have any idea what Terre Haute's budget is? Because I know what they paid.
They've got to cut about $9 million, don't they?
I mean, what their total budget is, but they paid 20
30.
grand is what they paid for the services.
I don't foresee it to do that, but it very well could be. But at the same time,
That's what they
and I hate to spend 20 grand on a tight budget, but $300,000 a year for the next 5 years.
I'm just saying, if they budgeted or appropriated, if they appropriated 20 grand at their size, you know, maybe ours would be 5 or 6, I don't know the rest.
I'm pretty sure Mayor Bennett got it. Anyway, there you are. It is what it is. Item number 5, Central School update. Basically not a whole lot to report here. We did sign our notice to proceed last Thursday with S&G at Terre Haute. And according to them, they're going to try to have a fence up by Friday.
Are they already tearing it apart now, tearing it down?
We aren't.
So, the windows
Our
are
residents are.
So you can just go get what you want? Is that the way that works?
We don't advise that, but
My understanding, I don't think there's a whole lot left, so.
there's a few
It's
organizations.
gone, so.
There was a few organizations that need a few things.
No, I went by there and I seen the windows were coming out. I didn't know if we were doing that or I wasn't being smart. I didn't.
Those are just windows in the dark. They
You
disappear.
what?
The windows in the dark, they disappear.
Really?
That's what it seems like it is with all the ones.
I'm not worried about, I'm worried about the truck that pulled up on the side of the old school and chained up the second story and pulled up
Yes,
the
I
entire
saw
wall.
that.
Was that not something?
Saw that today.
When did that happen?
Last week. First they
I
did
thought
the downstairs,
today.
then
I
they did
thought,
the
my
upstairs. Hooked the chain up to the
Mr.
top
Treasurer's
wall
room.
and the whole wall's
Yeah.
gone.
That
So you
stairway
can't
up
see
there,
inside
it's
the
right
building.
behind that wall, right?
And right above the boiler room is the old part. Oh, this turned into California Gold Rush.
So people are just, you're telling me, I'm just asking.
Go see the blood drops where he got cut.
So you're telling me that people are, I shouldn't say that. People are just going up there tearing out windows and getting,
There was a few organizations that
Recyclable stuff out of
asked
there.
for permission to get a few
Selling.
things. and that was granted, and then it turned into freestyle.
So what was the purpose of chaining?
And we're reliable, if anybody gets hurt.
They wanted that window frame, I guess.
Wow, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
If we don't put a fence around it, maybe by the time it's time to start tearing
So we're helping it.
But when we talked about putting the fence around it a couple years ago, what'd they say, we'd be even more liable? Remember that?
Well, S and G's put the fence up just for demolition.
I understand that now,
Right.
but we talked about that 3 or 4 years ago.
Right.
They said, oh, no, that makes you more liable. You can't keep people out. You can let them in, but you can't keep them out.
We could never keep them out. We couldn't keep them.
Right, and then I called him the other, or that's been what, a month ago? Guy said that there is a time capsule in that.
I pointed out, I showed them where I thought it
Okay.
was.
In our
the way we
pre-demolition
discussed it.
meeting, we showed them where we thought it was, for them to try to get it out.
Best way that you guys described it to me, I think. I
You
showed
might
them.
wanna talk to him sometime in the daytime, or,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
well, I mean, he works a lot now.
I think
He was
I-
very adamant that, that where it was,
Yeah, I think, the way you
That'd be
described it, I
kinda
think
neat,
I
19.
pointed it out to them.
whatever.
Item number 6, the sale of city property. Basically, just want to let you guys know that I was going to propose to the Board of Public Works to possibly list some of our city-owned properties that are basically excess properties that we really don't need, we really don't utilize. One being like the Hanford property, one being the city parking lot to the south of the square. Doesn't mean we have to sell them, just put it out there. They're not on the tax rolls. We're talking about increasing our tax base. And if it's just empty, dead property just sitting there, what in the world are we sitting on it for? If we can get investors to come in and utilize those properties.
Maybe we ought to put the central school in that too. Sell it along with it.
Sell a central school property? It's a possibility.
Good.
I think the long-term benefits, though, of we're gonna find out Thursday morning. I'm going to Rose Holman to find out what their final proposal is on their plans and what we could utilize that park for. I think might be beneficial, might connect with some of the businesses that might be coming in, and increasing the quality of life as a whole. And find out what the residents want. The residents have overwhelmingly said that at the comp meetings that they're wanting to increase the quality of life. Anything's on the table, absolutely, if it's gonna improve the city.
So that it's not on the tax roll, and then it would be,
Currently not now, but it is a revenue for the city with the gymnasium. And I think when the final results are done, it could be an even bigger revenue for the city.
Are we meeting expenses up there?
Actually, at the elementary school,
At the
in the
gym?
month of May,
At the gym?
April and May, we're not renting it at all.
I mean, are we meeting utility expenses?
You know, I don't know if it's ever been broke down.
Out of the park budget?
Actually, I don't think anything from the park, other than Greg, you going up there mowing, is anything being paid out of the park budget up there?
I don't know.
I think our electricity is just in general overall, and that comes out of
Okay.
a different fund.
the general fund? Well, I mean, is that right? So the general fund is paying for the park?
Do we have a separate meter right now? Well,
Well, it's
the park
paying- no,
budget's paying
I
him,
mean,
and
it's
he's going up to
paying-
mow.
No, paying the electricity bill,
Electricity.
the electricity bill,
Ron?
and the money that would be,
I think the park is paying the electricity bill up there and the water.
and the insurance.
Which is not in the general fund.
No,
Okay.
So it is
Oh,
coming
I
out of the park budget.
yes. And pretty much we're
I like
paying
to,
that on a
that is
non-emergency.
interesting. I'd like to
And the
se-
gas-
see that separated on what the shelter house uses, what the pool uses, and what the,
So when this is all broke down, does Greg pay the insurance for his vehicles out of the park fund? Jesse pay the insurance for his police cars out of the police?
I think it's common council, isn't it?
And is there a way to break that down?
It's still in the general.
It's all in the general
Top of my head,
fund.
we could find out.
And I realize that. The MVH, you know, make sure that they're paying for every vehicle they have, the MVH should be paying for instead of general fund. Maybe we are, maybe we aren't, I don't
And
know.
when we prepared last year's budget, we tried to kind of gradually, what we've done over
Because
time.
what you're saying is we have to run it like a business now, but if we're really gonna get down to now, then the 5, 6, 8 vehicles that are MVH, we need to make sure that the insurance being paid is over in the MVH. That is not getting subsidized through that. Maybe it isn't, maybe I'm all wrong, but,
I think there's insurance in every one.
yeah, okay. Yeah,
I think there is. If I can remember 5 years ago. I would assume it's still that way.
okay.
Police have 3,000 in miscellaneous. They pay a portion of the mechanic.
But you understand what I'm saying about
Yeah.
the vehicles?
Oh, trust me, I
8
understand.
vehicles
Paying-
go here, 8 vehicles here, XXXX, just like Alan.
I
when you
totally
said
understand paying police stuff out of police, fire stuff out
Right.
of fire, and, oh,
Now, I
absolutely.
understand that in the end, it's all general fund, but when you start to go to cutting, when we need to make cuts, you know,
If the
X
general
number of
fund is
dollars.
subsidizing something outside,
right.
which is what the sewer's been doing for the general
Right.
fund.
Same thing,
Yeah,
but you see it on a piece of paper.
and that's what a professional can come in and break down.
Same way with the insurance that we would be paying on the old gymnasium now at the central school is the life.
It's a part of the overall city insurance liability, correct?
I think so.
Yeah.
And that can, okay, still.
And you know, if we did demolish it, if we did sell it off.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm
Yeah, I
not
mean,
saying,
what-
I'm
just
just,
saying
I'm not
what-
picking on that one, I'm just trying to
But
get
yeah, I was saying on that particular,
everything
right.
poked to where it should
That
go.
particular one, I don't know how much of an impact that will
Oh, yeah, I
actually
mean,
make.
no, I wasn't looking at price wise, I'm just saying.
Getting your books in order.
Building to department.
It's a novel concept.
No, I know you've done all, I just asked a question.
No, yeah, I agree.
I think in some areas we are there, in some areas we're not.
Okay,
I think we're gradually moving towards that.
okay. Thank you.
Okay, are there any citizens present to address the council? Any council comments? We have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
Appreciate it.
Good meeting, good meeting.